be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's the deal? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this cooking video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So y'all see I'm back in the kitchen. I'm cooking. Today I am making some jerk mushroom tacos, and I am topping them with some pineapple salsa. My mouth is watering just even thinking about all of this. So it's time to get busy. Let's get the cooking. Let's get started with the ingredients that we'll need to make the jerk seasoning. We have some organic cane sugar, sea salt, cayenne pepper, some dried parsley flakes, onion powder, ground cinnamon, ground cumin, garlic powder, allspice. I decided to use smoked paprika, but you can use regular paprika as well. Black pepper, nutmeg, and finally some dried thyme, and also some chili pepper flakes. So this is everything that we'll need to make our seasoning. The first thing we'll add into our jerk seasoning is 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And next up, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. Of course, if this is too much heat for you, you can add in 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper or even less than that if you'd like. Next up, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt. We got the first one in. Now we'll go ahead and add in the second one. Perfect. Next up, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of dried thyme. And then after that, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of the organic cane sugar. Use whatever kind of sugar you'd like. And then next up, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of allspice. Then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes. Then let's move on to 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of chili pepper flakes. Next up is a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And finally, we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. So we have our seasonings all in the bowl ready to go. Now, before I mix our jerk around, I just want to give you a good look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my whisk at this point and give it a good mix. And this is what it looks like. Everything is nice and even. And believe it or not, the kitchen is already coming alive. This has a great scent and aroma. It is very smoky, and I cannot wait to get it on these mushrooms. Now, speaking of mushrooms, the ones I'm going to be using are king oyster mushrooms. These things are huge. These are the biggest that I've ever seen. And if anyone is wondering, I did get them from H Mart. And to be a little more specific, I got them from the H Mart in Diamond Bar if you are in Southern California. So we're going to shred these. And before we do, I'm going to cut the top and the bottom off of it. It just made the shredding much easier. So I'm going to use a fork and just give these a good shred. Now, I will tell you, these things are pretty sturdy. So you will have to use a little elbow grease and a little extra strength to go ahead and get them shredded. But I went ahead and shredded all 3 of the mushrooms. And this is how much I got after I was done. So this is perfect. This is giving me that meatiness that I wanted, you know, the texture that I want for these tacos. So that's why I chose this particular mushroom. So I'm excited. This is a good amount that I was able to shred. And what I'm going to do now is actually go ahead and add the jerk into the mushroom. So I'm going to add the mushrooms into a bowl. And once I have them in the bowl, I add in some extra virgin olive oil. And right after that, I went ahead and added in the seasoning. As you can see, I'm being very liberal. I ended up using all of the jerk seasoning that I had in the bowl. I used every drop of it because you know what? I want to have that flavor in every single bite. You know, I don't want to have any inconsistencies. So I went ahead and added everything that I made in the bowl. And after this, I'm going to go ahead and give this a good mix. Now, I like to get my hands in there and get dirty, but feel free to go ahead and mix this around with whatever you prefer. You can use some tongs, spoon, whatever you'd like, but I like to get my hands in there to make sure that everything is evenly coated. Okay, so once that's done, let me give you a good look at this. Look how beautiful this turned out. So you can tell that it's nice and seasoned. I got it even, just like I wanted to. This is perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is actually let this sit for a moment. I'm going to put this to the side because, you know, I want this to marinate. I want that flavor to really get in there as much as possible. So I let it marinate for about 30 minutes to the side. And while that's marinating, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our pineapple salsa. These are all the ingredients that'll be needed to make the pineapple salsa. Going to be using some Napa cabbage. Also going to use some fresh pineapple. We have some lime, cilantro, carrots, purple or red cabbage, whichever you want to call it, and also jalapeno. So again, this is everything needed to go ahead and make our salsa. I'm going to go ahead and get everything chopped up, then go ahead and put it together. So first up, I'm going to add the pineapple to a bowl. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and add in the carrots. And after the carrots, I'm going to go ahead and add in the purple cabbage, the Napa cabbage. Go ahead and add in the cilantro. And then also I'm going to go ahead and add in the jalapenos. Perfect. So we have that all together. I mixed it around. Going to go ahead and get the citrus added. So you'll see me squeeze in the juice of half of a lime, but I actually use an entire lime. So you'll want to do whatever tastes best to you, whichever way you like it. And then the final step, I'm going to go ahead and add in some sea salt. So you want to go ahead and add salt to taste, and then go ahead and give this a good toss. Want to make sure that everything is evenly distributed, the lemon juice, the salt as well. You know, you kind of want to make sure you have the same flavor every time you give it a bite. And then I just want to give you a good look at it because it's beautiful, it's vibrant, it's healthy. Like, look at that. I love that so much. Okay, next up, it is time to go ahead and cook our mushrooms. They've marinated for about 30 minutes. I put some olive oil in a skillet. I turned the heat to medium. As you can see, I'm adding in the mushrooms. I added them all at once. Perfect. So then once I got that added, it starts to kind of simmer a little bit. Now, this was the final thing I wanted to add. I added in a teaspoon of some black pepper. Now, you can add the black pepper in the beginning part when we put the seasoning together. I always seem to add the black pepper at this step. It is just my thing. So just giving you a close-up on our mushrooms. They're coming together beautifully. Look at how nice that looks. It has that thick, meaty texture to it. It's nice and seasoned very well. The kitchen is full of just a smokiness at this point. Now let's go ahead and move on to our tortillas. So I didn't want to use any oil for my tortillas, but of course you can if you'd like to. I wanted to go with an open flame. So I went ahead and set the heat to medium and put the tortilla right on top. I let it sit for about 15 seconds or so. And then I flipped it over, you know, keeping a close eye on it to make sure it doesn't burn. But I did want to have those dark edges. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in just a moment. Here's what the tortillas look like. Of course, I'm looking for the dark edges, just a little darkness. But if you want to leave yours longer, you can. Or if you want to cook yours in oil, you can as well. So now it's time to go ahead and put these tacos together. So I've added the mushrooms to the tortilla shells. Look at that. Tell me that does not look good. That is beautiful. So I packed in a good amount of mushrooms in each taco shell, you know, because I wanted to have that meatiness in every single bite. Then after this, I added on some of the pineapple salsa. A close up on that. Look at that color. It's just jumping off of the screen. It's fresh. I can just imagine what this all tastes like together. I'm excited about trying it. Of course, I have a lime there. I have some limes on the side as well. It is time for the taste test. Let's see how this all turned out. All right, my good people, it is about that time. It is time for us to go ahead and taste these tacos. Look how beautiful that is. Nice and colorful. Colors everywhere. That is so inviting. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some lime. Because I got to have lime on my tacos, y'all. Got to have lime on my tacos. I even topped it with some sriracha, y'all. I just love sauce, so I had to put some sriracha on it, y'all. I did. Okay. Little bite for y'all. Bite for me. Whoa. Woo. Y'all, this is it's a very, very deep flavor. It's spicy. There's a woodiness to it as well. Oh. It's spicy, it's smoky. But it's good though. The pineapple does a really good job of balancing out the heat. This is good. If you are not a spicy person, you'll want to make adjustments to the seasoning when I was making it. This is extremely spicy. But like I said, it's good though. I am not lying. That pineapple and that spice are like a match made in heaven. Oh, wait. My mouth is on fire. I'm about to give me some water, y'all, and eat the rest of these tacos. I really do hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Hope you've enjoyed the meatless, moments that I've been having. I haven't been really eating a whole lot of meat, but I'm having a good time just trying some different stuff in the kitchen. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that either, all right? Thank you so much. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, they know I'm hot.